Welcome to the Model Rail Replacement Podcast, helping you get to your onward journey. A friendly service that helps you get from A to B, or probably nowhere at all.
Hello and welcome to the penultimate episode of the Model Rail Replacement Podcast. Yes, Season 5 is almost coming to a close. And once again, me and my co-host are most thankful for a break. So, I suppose I should introduce him. I'm James, and with me is co-host and producer.
Sam, and I'm allowed to say my own name this week.
Oh yeah, I banned you from that, didn't I? Oh well, I suppose I'll let you off because this week we are both award winning, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
You are listening to an award winning podcast. It's I don't know how valued the award is. I'm sure it's better than a Grammy, but what are we awarded for, Sam? Because we got an award.
We did. So Spotify sent us a message and told us that we had won an award this year. To be honest, it was a very vague email. They told us that we won an award. We have the highest, or one of the highest listening percentages per episode compared to some podcasts. So effectively what that means is those of you who listen all the way to the end of the show before switching off, thank you. This is because of you. So we have a highly listened to show. So it's a little bit like if you're a YouTuber or something like that. The longer someone listens or watches one of your videos, the more it pushes those videos out. So if you start watching someone's video and you switch off it within the first sort of 2 minutes, you decide it's not for you, then that affects the YouTuber you're watching. If you watch the whole percentage of the video, that boosts that video. So say, for example, if you watch James's TT120 builds and you watch all of those videos and you watch all of them all the way through, and then each one sort of goes through, that boosts his percentage. So we have something like that. And we get more full episode listens than 98% of the podcasts out there on Spotify. So we've been awarded a marathon episode is the title of the award, but Spotify said that we won an award. So I'm taking that.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's in the post.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to cut it in half, though. That's my only concern.
You can put it up because I got my certificate this week for my Round 200, so mine's up on the wall with my name on it. I was quite glad because obviously the little bit of paper they gave me at the show was a bit like, I've got my name on this. But turned out they had a better plan. They've given us a frame certificate with my name on it, so it's there. It's up on the wall now, private place. So there we go. So yeah, you can put that one up in your wall.
Yay! I look forward to it.
Maybe we can leave it to George for a little bit so he knows what it feels like. Just ideas.
Poor George, he's taken a lot of stick this week. Which, by the way, on the subject of George, those of you who are listening, James, I'm going to bleep this out, but you're all a bunch. The amount of people who messaged me and said how good it would be to have a Narrow Lines spin-off podcast. All right. No,
it's called Narrow Minded. Okay, that's what the podcast is.
I'm all very disappointed in you. And the thing is, none of you messaged. Well, you might have messaged James, actually, to be fair. James didn't tell me. He's probably hiding it. But the amount of you who messaged me and said, yeah, the spin-off podcast of James and George would be a great idea. I don't care. Don't message me. I don't want to know. All right. You're all
I've got a few
inconsiderate.
messages, a few things. I don't know if George got anything, but yeah. So it seems like a great idea. So there we are. Yeah. Narrow-minded, the Narrow Gauge podcast coming next year, maybe. I think we've run out of things to talk about, surely.
It's a little bit
A limited series.
What makes it funny is obviously behind the scenes, James and I had literally at the beginning, before we started recording last week, had said, yeah, we're going to do a big narrow gauge episode at the beginning of the year. It'll be a really good one because obviously we joked about it previously. And then James said that joke, and then people were like, yeah, that'd be a really good idea. Thanks, guys.
It's testing the market, Sam, and the market's telling us what it wants. It was
if there's one thing that I made very clear, I have a very, very fragile ego, and not one person seems to have cared about it.
Well, all you had to do was just think of a spin-off podcast of your own. I mean, you and Danny could do one about Network Southeast. I don't know what you called it. I don't know.
Anyway, what have you been up to hobby-wise?
Nothing. No, I put Stuart's nameplates on when I was waiting for you to come online. Yeah, nothing. I've Christmas is coming. There's DIY in the house that's needed doing. Putting a lot of Billy bookcases though, and turned them into a breakfast bar art cupboard storage thing. Just yeah. But I mean, it's a worktop that I can do modelling in the house if it's a bit too cold out here now. So that's a plus, I guess. So
That is
kind of.
nice.
So, yeah. Otherwise, nothing apart from nameplates. What about you?
I have been working on the retaining wall that is going to be going around the top level. So as it comes out that tunnel on the left hand side, I've started doing the retaining wall up to there, and then I've also started working on the retaining wall that goes all along that sort of back area. Initially, I effectively sprayed it a sort of rusty brick red from Halfords, and then I used a sort of a dusty yellow color because the area that I'm modeling uses yellow brick, not blue brick or red brick. It uses yellow brick. So I've gone for this sort of dusty color with the brick undertones to just add a little bit of tone behind it. And then I was originally going to paint each individual one separately and then glue them all. And I was like, that's going to take too much time. So now I'm just going to sort of airbrush all the dirt, grime, and weathering powders and stuff like that on there and just sort of work my way along the giant wall. I thought that would be easier.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And then I've.
It's looking good, the videos and photos you're putting up. So we're looking very London in one of them you put up the other day. It was it looked very Ranley Bridge. Except
Yes.
London that style bridge rather than over the top. But still, it had that feel.
Yeah. I'm now discovering the angles and the areas that I can get some really nice shots on, and I'm hoping that the video you're talking about, I think I had speed step 20 on my controller because I wanted to test how slow the HST could go up the incline, and now I've made some adjustments to the coaches. I've taken a little bit of weight out of each coach, and especially the dummy power car, and now it can go up at speed step 20 up that incline, and it just sort of sails up it, and I'm like, that's impressive, really impressive, considering that is a full HST set with just one power car that actually works, pulling it all up the hill. So well done, Hornby, on that one. That is pretty impressive. And then I have also been sort of laying down some foundation ideas on my little narrow gauge spin-off idea, basically just because I got really jealous of narrow gauge chat that was going on in our little group chat. And one thing with my little figure of eight layout, whilst scenically it does look really nice having the figure of eight, I do find that it is difficult to run slow speeds on the locos because they have to get up that very steep incline. Yeah, so I've been making a flat style layout. I'm getting the track plan sorted, and then I'm going to mount it up on foam board and start sort of carving away. And then, yeah, I'm going to work on the electrics. And I'm not going to be doing scenics on it for quite some time because there's a lot of electronic stuff I have to do in the background. Yeah, I'll have to go and have a chat with those at DCC Automation, see if I can get something that works.
Look at you, eh? I've done nothing, and you've got 2 projects on the go. Putting you to shame.
Well, we don't often discuss everything that's coming in, but I am waiting with bated breath, having seen that the Barham, the full BR Blue 50 has now turned up, and the EWS 37 have turned up. I know what's going to happen. The NSE 50 and the large logo 37 are both going to come in at the exact same time. So I am expecting 2 new locos to be arriving maybe this side of Christmas, maybe early New Year. But I'm very excited to have those rock up.
I'm very excited for the Sir Handles in the shops. But unfortunately, he didn't arrive in time today for me to pop to Tony's to go pick him up. So I've got to wait until next week now. I've got to wait for that and to get my Porter Power twins as well. They're all waiting at Tony's for me to arrive. It's frustrating to say the least.
Yeah, that's really selfish of them. How dare they?
I know. He said it would be until 2, and I was like, I've got to get back for 3 because when Mabel gets home from school. So that weren't going to happen. So yeah, because I tend to spend about an hour talking to Tony anyway. So
he's one of those people who you can talk to for a very long time. I say I talk to him a long time. Usually he just calls me Little Alex Horn, over and over again.
Naturally. I think that's what Tim Dunn refers to you as well, doesn't it?
I can't remember what you told me that he called me, but then I made a joke about him looking for me like Paddington. I do like Tim Dunn. Whilst we're on the subject of Tim Dunn, if you haven't already, go and listen to his Mind the Gap, the official TFL podcast. It is actually really interesting finding out all the little bits and facts and different things from the people that he speaks to and his little segments where he goes around different areas of the TFL network. It is really good. He even did an episode talking to Babatunde. I'm not going to try and butcher his last name, but he with Babatunde, who you might know from Taskmaster fame, very good comedian. But yeah, he was on Taskmaster, and he used to work at the O2, and they had a really good chat on there as well.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely one to go and listen to then. Something for the listener whilst we're on our Christmas break, I suppose.
That would be a really good idea.
But don't listen all the way to the end, because otherwise he might get our award. Switch off about halfway or something.
Yeah, take that, Tim. From your pal Paddington.
I've got it, Sam. I've got it. Third rail replacement podcast. Will that work for you and Danny?
It's gold. Ah, I didn't want to do any of the extra work, but you know what? That's actually pretty good, mate. might be your second best work yet.
Nah. What, after narrow-minded?
Well, I mean, here's the problem. I think that, I mean, welcome to the Model Rail Replacement Podcast. I thought that your final ad for Emperor's Path was gold. I also thought that your Christmas special was gold. And now you come up with Narrow Minded and the Third Rail Replacement Podcast. I mean, this is just, how are you just a signalman?
A man of many talents. A jack of all trades, they say. It's better to be a jack of all trades than a master of none. That's the full phrase.
I don't think that is the phrase that everyone knows, but we'll let you have it for now.
It is. They just get it wrong. That's what it means.
Okay.
Better to have a little bit of talent than everything than no talent at all.
Speaking of no talent at all, I don't know where I was going to lead with that one. Have we got any news this week?
Well, yes, we have. We've got some product news. We've also, I suppose, I mean, it's no good promoting it because if you're listening now, you're too late to enter the raffle. But I would like to thank everybody because I checked earlier and we were at £3,505 with a couple of days to still go at the time of recording. So that's amazing. So thank you very much for everybody who's donated. That's for the donations to the charity and the donations to the prizes. Me and Sam are dividing them up. We're working them out how we're going to do it. I think we are going to have the 4 categories. People will be able to pick from first to 4, first get the first choice. And we'll have O gauge, 00 steam, 00 diesel, and then an N-gauge TT bundle because they're kind of not enough for Viva to split them up. So, Sam thought it'd be a good idea to try and tempt you away from N-gauge modelers.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it.
But yes, as I say, still a few days to go. Railway Modeler very kindly published our campaign in the magazine as well. So hopefully that may just get us a few more entries and just boost it to £4,000. Well, that'd be amazing. We hit 4,000 by the weekend. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, it would.
Just have to wait and see on that one. But yes, there are some product news. Shall we go to the news?
Yes, let's.
Right then. Have you seen Hornby's little announcement in association with the Department of Transport?
Yes, I have. I think I referred to it as it reminds me of the 2012 Team GB uniform from the 2012 Olympics. I think that's probably one of the nicer things I have seen online said about it. But yes, I have seen it. And I think, do you know what? I think good on Hornby that they're bringing it out at the same sort of time because I always find that these sort of announcements do work well when they're announced together with the model railways and the big railways.
Yes, just to clarify for everyone gets wondering what we're talking about. If you don't know, it is, I believe, all we released it as a Class 800. So I'm assuming it's a GWR one that's been rebranded. I'm not sure. I haven't double checked, to be honest. The GBR weren't going to go under sort of Great Western Railway. We're going to go under GBR until May 2026. So I don't know. Maybe it's an 801, could be an 802. Anyway, it's a Hitachi IET train in the new GBR. It's Great British Railways as we enter a new age of the railway livery. And it looks like it's based on the tail fin of a British Airways aircraft. I gotta say, I think it looks horrendous. It's awful. There's too much going on in that livery, and also maybe these things take time. It could have been done some time ago, but sticking a Great British Union Jack flag over something in this climate, I don't know if that's sending the right message or not. I don't know.
It's definitely an odd choice.
It's yeah, because the logo is essentially it's just the BR arrows of indecision, the traditional red and white colorings, and they've added blue to make it a bit Union Jack. So I think that's what they've done with this livery. But there's two shades of blue on it, and there's like a little bit of pink, but from a distance it looks orange, or at least in the photos it did. Because I thought it was orange, and I zoomed in as oh, it's actually pink. Um, I hate it. I'm gonna be honest. I hate it. I don't like it at all. I don't think it's very stylish. I don't think it looks very nice. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. And I dread to know what uniform they've got for us planned. So
I see. I don't hate it as much as other people seem to. I get why people don't like it. We're notorious for struggling with change at the best of times, as a hobbyist. But it's definitely very garish and striking straight from the off. Whether you like it or not, I think is the dividing thing. But that's
yeah,
about as much as I can say on it, I'm afraid.
yeah, but yeah, it's to be honest, I know they probably have announced it, but I don't know any details in regards to when it will be released or pricing. I'm assuming if it's the more highly tooled, detailed model, it'll be around £500 mark, and if it's their railroad range, it'll be around I think it's about 200 to 300 mark, something like that, isn't it, for that one?
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if in Hornby's announcements in the new year we're looking at a new train set that is very anniversary, very celebratory of this. So don't be surprised if you see the train set coming out with this in it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All the announcements are just around the corner. My goodness, not to forward to. So there we are. Yeah, so that was announced by Hornby, so that'll be coming shortly. We also have announcements from Rails of Sheffield who are doing their festive surprises, and they had two this week. Um, Sam, do you want to describe how you describe to me the first announcement?
So the first one, the first announcement, I said, "Oh, it's the Black Deltic thingy." Because, I mean, you said it to me. I was like, "The what? The twins?" I was like, "The Porpar twins aren't LMS." And then I quickly googled it. I was like, "Oh, it's the big Black Deltic thingy." And then that's pretty much. I can't unsee it, unfortunately.
They are indeed announcing 10,000, the prototype diesel locomotive is coming back for quarter 2026 in the iconic LMS Black and Chrome. So even though they're called twins, technically one was an LMS loco and the other one was a BR loco because it was finished just as BR started. So that's why 10,000 has LMS on the side and her sister didn't. But I think it's a welcome return. The nose is too short to be a Celtic, surely, but I think they're trying to create one off the top of my head by chopping up a class 37, maybe. I know there's like a baby Delta being built from a class 37, so I do have a feeling that they are trying to recreate one of these. But yes, anyway, returning to the Rails Sheffield shop with a pre-order price of £209.95. It'll be coming as DCC ready and DCC sound fitted. So I'm assuming that 209 is for the DCC ready rather than the sound fitted. So yeah, that's surprise number one from Rails Sheffield. And then the other one was some RTC Mark 1 coaches, which is test card number 5 and laboratory 12. That was the revealed a couple of days ago now. Yeah, they look pretty good. Pre-order price of £59.95 each for them. So if you like your old BR red and blue test trains, a couple more carriages to add to your collection there. I don't know if they're reissues or not, so I don't know if you may already have them, but if you don't have them, that's something to add too. So there we are. I think that wraps up the news for this year. I don't think we'll get any more announcements off anyone, but if we do, we'll just have to talk about it in the new year, I suppose.
In January.
In January. Right then, Sam. Our good friends have been very good this year, and Father Christmas says that they can have some presents. So we need to go Christmas shopping, and they can decide who is the best gifter. That was very Alan Partridge, wasn't it?
It's a good way to end the official episode, the last official episode of the year for sure.
So yo ho ho, away we go.
It was a dark, rainy day in Porthbury, and Lord Chester stood in his porch with sorrow in his heart.
I can't believe he's gone, Wilson.
Yes, sir. It is all very sad. I have the car waiting. And, sir, you are going to leave it at home, as promised.
Yes, I'll leave it here.
Whilst in the car,
What will I do now, Wilson?
Maybe you'll have to learn to do it yourself.
I blame that bloke who kept badgering him about a poor job.
Quite, sir. Well, here we are.
Wilson opens an umbrella and Lord Chester steps out of the car and surveys the funeral.
Oh, look, they're all here to pay their respects. There's John. He always loved his work. And there's my cousin, Lord Chester the First.
Chester, it's so good to see you. Such a terrible, terrible day.
It is. Oh, look, here comes the hearse.
There he is. I can't quite believe he's gone.
I know, but at least we'll have something to remember him by.
Sir, you promised not to bring that. Don't get it out here. Not at a funeral.
No, I'm getting it out. It's what he would have wanted.
Blimey, he's got his dirty shunner out.
I say, chaps, watch it. You're losing the coffin.
The coffin is dropped with a mighty crash. Sam's body falls out of the coffin. Oh, blimey! Quick, lads, help me get him back in.
Look at that.
So fresh. So clean.
Like he's straight out of the box.
And now, he's all dirty.
Oh, even in death he's still at it. A god amongst men.
Emperor's Path is now closed for business.
What should I do now, Wilson?
You could always treat yourself to a little layout.
Sam was little.
Then we've brought it back from the dead like a rotting zombie corpse. We've dragged it out of the ground and it's strolling around trying to eat our brains. Merry Christmas, everybody. Fight Club's back. There we are, Chris Christmas Fight Club, Sam. I think the last time we did this was last Christmas. Just whammed everyone there.
You've just upset more people than I probably. Actually, let's take that back. You've upset people, James.
To be honest, I got whammed before it was even December. I went to Hobbycraft. Does it count if it's not the official Wham song, or does it just have to be the song?
I thought it only counted from the 1st of December.
Oh, that's all right then. Well, no, hang on, the children still whammed me. They insisted in Christmas songs in the car about 2nd of December or something, and then they insisted in listening to that one. So that was me out.
I mean, to be fair, 1st of December, that was it. I was in full Christmas mode. I was recommending different Christmas songs to people. I was recommending playlists. I was fully embracing the Christmas spirit.
Of course you were. Of course, not me. Not me. I go to work over Christmas, so it's just another day. Just inconvenient that all the shops are shut and you haven't got any dinner for work. Never mind, eh? Right then. So, Christmas Fight Club. Right, previous Fight Clubs, it's usually a battle between me and you in which I just press you to give in and you let me win.
And people complained about that. They felt it was unfair, that, it was a bit biased. I don't know what they were talking about, to be honest. But however, to please the masses, this year we've actually got people to judge the rounds. So we're doing it a little bit different, aren't we, Sam?
Yeah, we are.
So we have 5 rounds, starting with the budgets of £10, going up to £30, £50, £100, and £200. And you are to pick presents for our selected recipients, ideally with a railway theme, and they will choose which presents they like the most. So, obviously, we just got our friends that keep coming on the podcast to just have virtual presents. There was a bit of confusion. Some people did think they were getting these items. Just to clarify, you're not getting these. This is just for audio. Okay. So, Steve, well, he can't resist being on the podcast, can he? And well, we're only giving him £10. That should cover the cleaning costs that we've had to spend on cleaning up all the wine from the carpet when he was hosting. So he's only getting £10. Danny's only getting £30 because he was culprit in that as well. We've decided that George can have £50. Lucy can have £100, and Tom will get £200. That's pretty much it. One of the other rules was if the item was in a sale, but the sale was to be ended by the date of recording, then the full RRP price would be counted, not the sale price. And that was pretty much it, wasn't it, Sam? I don't think we really set any hard and fast rules otherwise.
No. So for those of you listening at home, how we've done this is James set up so we have a little WhatsApp chat, and he set up a separate WhatsApp chat that he and I both had to mute, so that notifications didn't notify us, and none of the files sent to us auto-downloaded. So, for example, if one of our friends responded with a video, it wouldn't auto-download and then be in our photo gallery before the chance of seeing it. So, at this moment in time, James and I have not heard anyone's responses. So, when you hear their responses, James and I, at this exact moment, we will also be listening to those responses for the first time. So we are going to be, and James and I don't know what each other have purchased either. It's going to be very interesting.
Yes. Once again, I've made Sam do his own homework for Fight Club because I was fed up of doing it for him.
I just need everyone to be sat with this image in their head. You know the uncle who frantically goes and purchases your Christmas gifts from Debenhams the day before, so Christmas Eve, or very soon before Christmas. I want you to have that in your head when you think about all the presents that I have bought for my friends.
There we are. I just think of lovable old me when we go through mine, I suppose. Right then, are you ready for round one?
Yes, let's go for round one. Let's go for, ironically, the person who has appeared most on the podcast over the last year, who somehow has been shafted with the £10 bracket.
Well, to be honest, the gift of allowing on the podcast I felt was enough. So he didn't need much more spending on him. We're going with Steve. That's Steve, the British Railroader, or whatever he's rebranded himself as this week. Steve, the Barbados narrow gauge modeler, I think it is, or something like that. Anyway.
Steve, the Colombian Model Railway Cartel. Wasn't that one of them?
Something like that, yeah. The modeler formerly known as Steve. We had a £10 budget for Steve. Just, that little pocket money, Secret Santa kind of gift ideas. Again, we appreciate that we are far too late to be giving you gift ideas when this is being released on, what's this, going out on the 15th?
Monday the 15th of December.
You've still got 10 shopping days, so maybe this is a good idea. I don't know. Although I think Model Year a bit like, you can't... Anyway, whatever. Let's go for it. What do you want to go first, Sam?
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. So just to reiterate as well, what I have done is I am sending James the links of these so he can see some of these things, because shock horror, only one of my gifts is being purchased from the usual model railway retailers. So just to bear that in mind. So I will try my hardest to, I won't be putting links in the description of the show, but I will be trying to say what they are. And if you do want direct links to these, let me know and I'll send them to you. So for Steve's got a new fascination with narrow gauge. Now, narrow gauge can sometimes, trying to purchase lots of wagons for a small bit of money can be quite difficult. However, I decided to head somewhere I've not really purchased any train stuff from before, and I've gone to Etsy. And on Etsy, for £9, so Steve even gets a £1 scratch card to go with this. You can get from Double M Models, you can get a standard passenger and brake coach double pack in 009, and it is a 3D printed kit. And looking at the pictures, they look lovely. For £9, I think that is an absolute bargain. So Steve will be getting himself a brake coach and a coach for his Barbados Railway.
Yeah, they look pretty good actually. I think I know where this one's going to go already because I've probably didn't put much effort into Steve's. I too have gone with the theme of his 009 Barbados Railway, and what I sent to Steve was I went to Model U. His Baldwin desperately needs a crew because it's running around with no driver and fireman, and it's an open cab. It looks very obvious that there's no one there. So yeah, I spent £9 at Model U and got him the Baldwin crew for his loco. Shall we open up his message and see what he says?
Yes.
Hello, guys. Sorry I can't be with you at the MRRP flat for the show, but I must have missed a memo about there being some kind of fight club. Anyhow, let's get on with it. So I was a little disappointed that you only put me in the £10 gift bracket, but I have to say, you guys really outdid yourselves. They were two fantastic choices, and it has taken me a little bit of time to decide between them. But as they say, there can only be one winner, and that is going to be James. Sorry, Sam, but I think I need a crew for my 009 Baldwin a little more than I need coaches. However, I might send that idea to Mrs. British Railroader because she's always looking for the perfect gift. For me, her perfect husband.
There we go then. I wasn't expecting that. I thought you would have gone with the coaches.
I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming.
I thought you had that in the bag. The moment I opened up that link, I was like, yeah, you got this one. It's just like,
Absolutely fuming. Steve, you're off next year's Christmas card list.
See, if you'd gone by the old rules, I would have let you won that round.
Yeah, I know. See, guys, this is what happened when you tell James that he bullies me. All right, just let him bully me.
Dear.
I mean, to be fair, we both know how good. Speaking of Model U crews, I have had 4 narrow gauge crew arrive in my house from Model U, and they do look fantastic. So, whilst I really like the idea of those coaches, your figures directly fit something that is already on his railway. I think whilst they are really nice narrow gauge coaches, I'd say they'd probably a bit of a stretch for being a Barbados Railway style coach. But I think anybody who is a narrow gauge model and looking to get these coaches for £10, I will definitely be purchasing some of them because I think they are a great little way of building up a little bit of a stock level on your narrow gauge railway. So if you're interested in that link, drop me a message on Instagram and I will try and ping it to you as quickly as I possibly can. But yeah,
Indeed,
round one.
Because it says it's in 8 people's baskets and there's only 6 left. So there we are. I wasn't expecting it. Really wasn't. Hand on heart. Thought you had it. And there we go. But yeah, those little coaches look great. They're giving me an idea. I might have to purchase one after we finish recording. Who's next? Oh, it was going to be Neil, but obviously Neil's away. He volunteered drunkenly, I think, and then realised he couldn't participate. I also, on this one, went a little bit sort of thinking outside the box, and I did visit Etsy as well. And this present was so good that I actually did order one. But I can't say for who because he might be listening, and then that will spoil the surprise. So, but I did. Yeah. Firstly, then it was a Thames Link Network South East carriage map. So the maps you used to see in the 319s that used to run from Bedford to Brighton. I thought it was a great little decoration there, and obviously you can get a frame for it and put it up. So I picked that out for Danny. I thought he'd really appreciate that as he is a third rail modeler and appreciative of all things third rail. And then you can't have a Christmas without getting somebody a pair of socks. And I found him a lovely pair of Network Southeast themed socks on Redbubble. So yeah, it was in a sale, but even without the sale, I think they were £17.06 with £12 for the map. So that's leaving me with 94 pence in the budget. Yeah, I got those for Danny. So just thought I'd just be a little different with that one.
That is a really cool idea. I like the idea of doing the print. I think sometimes it can be difficult to work out what sort of, especially when you're doing prints for people, sometimes it can be sort of a bit of a stab in the dark. But I do like the idea of that Network Southeast Thames link, and I like the fact that, not trying to dox Danny too much, but Danny is a Brighton and a London boy, so perfect little gift for him there. And I do like those socks; they are very Network Southeast British Rail-esque. And I think with Redbubble as well in the sale, Redbubble tend to have a sale 90% of the month. It seems to be that only on the last 2 days of the month are they not having a sale.
Oh, well, legally, they have to have the price up at some point for it to be a sale, so that would make sense.
Yeah, there you go. But no, that's a really nice little gift for Danny. You ready for mine?
Yeah, go on then. What did you get him?
So, me, I like to think I know Danny quite well. I thought, once again, I'm going to go for something that is a little bit obscure, a little bit unique, something that I'd like to think Danny didn't have. So I went on Shed Number Two. Now, Shed Number Two, if you've not heard of them before, they specialize in a lot of railway memorabilia. They make cushions out of the maquettes that you get on the different like sort of the district lines and stuff like that. So you can get pillows that are made out of the seat maquettes that you get on all the different tube lines, on some of the British Rail stuff. You even get, I think you can even get Wales and Northern based ones as well. I know my father-in-law has had socks from this particular place as well. But I thought, my friend Danny, he knows multiple units very well. And I saw something in the £30 mark, which I thought was quite good. It's a key ring that uses parts of a genuine Class 4234 VEP unit. And I thought, that's pretty cool to say that on your keyring, you've got a part of an actual multiple unit. And yeah, I mean, it's a small in size gift, but I think very personalized and something that hopefully appeals to Danny on there as well. A genuine part of a 4 VEP unit. So yeah, once again, I will try and put a link in there if anyone's interested in having a look on Shed Number Two. They do some really good stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I could have picked, but I saw this one and thought this one probably feels a little bit more personal than me picking a random tube line maquette for Danny to have on a pillow.
Curious. I also looked on there for Danny, and so I had a little look around there because it's quite some interesting things. And I think it was like some Network Southeast style cushions and stuff like that, using the same material that was used on the chairs, but I wasn't 100% sure if it was, so I walked away and found those other items. But,
so they were the ones I looked at, and if Danny was in the next bracket up, that would have been my next choice. But because those pillows are £50, so it's a lot of money for a pillow. But I thought that was a very cool little idea that you can pick up from. So Shed Number Two.
Do you think he'd be happy that a unit's been cut up and destroyed and turned into key rings rather than preserved?
I think he'd be upset that it's happened, but I feel like it's better than it being made into cheap IKEA like metals or something like that.
IKEA don't use metal; it's all wood. Don't get me started on IKEA.
Sorry, IKEA.
Those Billy bookcase doors that it was the unit. The holes for the shelves were machined wrong by 1 millimeter on one side, so all my doors were misaligned, and I had to re-drill the whole thing to get them back. There we are. You got me started. Anyway, right, shall we listen to what Danny says? Yes,
let's listen to what Danny has to say.
Okay, so Sam's going to kill me, but I'm going to go with James's one. The present from Sam is fantastic. I absolutely love it, and it's taken me quite a while to decide over the two. But James, I have to say, I do genuinely like the gift that you've given us. So I'm going with James. Sorry, Sam.
This is a fix.
What?
What is this?
I tried to do it fair. I've got people to judge. You're still not happy.
I am saying this with a smile on my face, just to clarify to everyone.
All I need is for George to like the next round, and I can go home, can't
I? Knowing full well that George was the one who I probably tried the least with, not because I don't like George, but because I was trying to wind him up.
Well, in that case then, yeah, because he was generally happy with what I'd sent him. He's like, oh, that's amazing. Yeah, anyway, let's jump into the £50 bracket and what we bought George Williamson. Hey, do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'll go for it first. So for George, I thought, do you know what he needs? He needs a constant reminder on whatever layout he's building that that it is possible to become celebrities in the model railway world. And he too, if he really tries hard enough, he too can achieve such lordly heights. So I thought George, out of everyone, probably deserves this the most. So I went on to a website, a little known website called Buggles Kelly Station. And I thought, do you know what the middle of Wales needs? It's a rural model rail replacement podcast radio station to sit on his layout. And that comes to £40. And I thought, well, another thing that he might need is a little figure of Bob Symes for £5. And then a little figure of a fat director for £5 as well. And I thought all of those things could easily be incorporated into George's layout.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I've got the Bob and the fat director, and I can say they're fantastic little figures. And if you use your MERP discount code, Sam, you can save yourself a few pennies there too. So
you can indeed, but the people out there don't have access to that to that discount code.
But they do if they find the Buggles Kelly advert in the back of Railway Modeler. There's a discount code in there for figures.
Is there?
Yes, indeed. Not for the building though. Only we are special enough to get the discount on the building.
That's true. I do too. Also own a fat director figure, and he sits on my little exhibition layout after he went for an insurance fraud and burnt a car to a crisp.
Ah, yes. Well, he's got to pay for all those lawyer fees for all the railway accidents he has to keep turning up for. So makes sense, really. There we are. Then. Yeah.
So go on then. What did you pick for George?
What did I pick for George? Well, knowing George and knowing how much he likes building locomotives and how he's decided that he's going to steal all my ideas and start making mid-sodal railway locomotives, I thought, well, I might as well just help him out, so to speak, and find something to make the engine known as Tim on the mid-Sodor Railway. So it's a kind of a generic-looking engine. It's sort of a tramway kind of thing. Let's just try and dig George out. There he is there. I will forward to you what I have bought him. I went to 4Ds, who do the printed bodies that fit on various chassis. And George is obviously well versed in 4D's prints and uses them on his Tanaclear locos, in particular Edward Thomas and Dolgok, or Peter Sam and Renius. I think there's both. So I've sent in this one of a cool little. Annoyingly, I haven't got the name of the engine in the photo I took. Gellert Back. A Gellert Back locomotive. So it's a lovely little 3D print, and it's a kit and a chassis together. So it's all there, just requires painting. So it fits on a lovely little Carto chassis. It makes a nice little steam engine with side plates. Looks quite good. And as I say, it looks a bit like the locomotive Tim. So I sort of checked the photos of the Reverend Awardry's little 009 layout. So I sent that to him, and it was only £44.98 off eBay, because 4D's shop is on eBay. So you have to go there. And I thought it was quite a cool one. And obviously, knowing George and likes kit building and making locos, thought it would be ideal for him.
That is a very cool little idea.
He was very pleased with that when I sent him to it, because he thought I'd actually bought him it. So
yeah, take that, George.
I did promise I'd buy him it if the lottery numbers came in last night, but they didn't. So sorry, George. You'll have to wait another week. So there we are. That's why I got him. Should we find out what he's going to go with?
Yeah, let's.
Right then. Here comes George.
Hi, guys. Thank you for getting me presents for Christmas up to the value of £50 British, because as you know, I'm a celebrity YouTuber, which means I will gladly accept any free tack. James, I'll start with you because you sent yours first. Now, when I saw what you had proposed, I genuinely bypassed it as the Fight Club entry because it convinced me that I had told you about a future 009 build that I had planned, and I couldn't think of what engine to use. At that point, the engine you'd sent was perfect for this build. So I will actually be buying this thing for myself after payday, I suppose. And it goes to show you know me more than I know myself, which probably explains why you mention me so much on the podcast. Sam, you also chose something, didn't you? Now, don't take this the wrong way, but I felt a little bit like you were a drunk auntie who was coming over for Christmas and you'd forgot that I existed, so you just picked something up on the way. That's not to say the Buggles Kelly station doesn't produce high-quality products, and I urge you all to go and check them out. But I'm not a fan of Stranger Things. Not that that has anything to do with the product. I don't know why I mentioned that anyway. On this occasion, I will be choosing James, and I will be buying it for myself in real life. Thank you very much, both, and a little bit more James because he thought about it. Cheers.
Well, I can go out now, can't I?
that didn't disappoint. His message did not disappoint me in the slightest. Unlike Steve and Danny. Well done, George. That did make me laugh. I had to mute myself halfway through that because James and I were sat listening to it, and I had to mute myself because I started laughing so hard.
I was trying to stifle a laugh because I didn't know how you were going to edit this. So. Yes, the auntie that forgot about him.
Oh, it did everything that I wanted it to. Ah, okay, cool. I feel like I could go home now.
You sacrificed the win there, didn't you?
Well, at no point did I think I would be 2-0 down by the time we got to George. I think that was something I wasn't anticipating. 1-1, maybe 2-0. I just wasn't anticipating it, James.
There we are. Shall we bother with the rest, or shall we just call it a day?
Well, I mean, may as well go. No, we've clearly put in some deep thought into these people's gifts, so I think that we should go ahead with it. What I meant to say was, you've clearly put a lot of deep thought into these people's gifts. We should probably go ahead with it and listen to the rest of them.
Yeah, let's do that then. Right, let's move on to Lucy from Loading Gauge. So, so our good friend Lucy. Right, shall I go first on this one?
Yes, please do.
Right then. So, anyone who's been following Lucy's YouTube channel will know that she has started a layout build. She's not bought this one, apparently. I don't know what's going on there. Buxton. It's Buxton Station up in, I do believe, Derbyshire. So yeah, I did a bit of research on Buxton. You know, I was thinking maybe a building for the layout or something related to it. So sort of did a bit of research, and I watched Lucy's videos, and she mentioned that the Class 37s used to come in with the ICI wagons. They run round and then they take them back out to go around the corner. And I thought, you know what, that sounds pretty cool. So. I looked on Google Earth to kind of get an impression what the buildings are like around there. It's quite a flat area, so I went to JS Models first and thought maybe one of the warehouses on there might be suitable, but wasn't really anything fitting. So I decided to go with a set of Acura scale. I think they were previously Hattons ICI hoppers. So I've picked up a couple of wagons for Lucy there to start building up a rake of a train for the ICI hopper wagon train there. So that came in at £79.94. So I had just over £20 to play with. So I hopped over to Rail Stuff, and I purchased a Alamo Urban Diorama Colours set, which is I think I purchased it previously, and it's got some really useful brick colours in there. So they're great for doing all the building work, and it was sort of the right set of colours for the area of what Lucy's modelling. So stuck that in the stocking and sent them off to Lucy. So that's my gifting to her. What about yourself?
So this is possibly the one thing I do know is Lucy likes a 37. She loves the same sort of era of modelling that I like. So what could I get her that would be something different? And this is possibly the one that I feel is the most random, but I also, me personally, I would deem this an absolute bargain if this was purchased at this price. So I headed on over to a well-known auction site known as eBay. On eBay, for £100 and 2 pence, you can purchase a set of two, or just two in general, two British Rail Virgin Cross Country Mark III seats from a HST for £100. Do they require a little bit of a cleanup? Yes. But you know what? That would be freaking cool to have a pair of HST seats just sat in your race car, because I know Lucy likes racing, sat in your dining room, your living room, or sat directly in front of your brand new layout.
Oh, that's cool. Did you say £100 and 2 pence though?
Yeah, I mean, I knew you would pick up on that, but I mean, I wasn't going to lie and be like, "Oh yeah, it's exactly £100." But considering how much I saved on all my other presents, I feel like the 2 pence is absolutely viable.
Not how the rules work, Sam. Once again, you don't know what the rules are, do you? Please, damn it. Right, shall we see what Lucy says anyway?
So it's Christmas, and I've been handed two incredibly thoughtful and incredibly different gifts. One from James and one from Sam, and apparently I'm supposed to choose which one is best. No pressure at all. First up, James. He's gone full hobby hero this year with a pack of Acura Scale ICI hoppers, which are absolutely perfect for my new layout, Buxton. He's also included a set of MIG Urban Diorama colours. Honestly, that's like handing me pure modelling happiness in a box. And then there's Sam. Sam has gifted me something bold, something unexpected, and something that once had passengers' bottoms firmly sat on them. A pair of seats from a BR Mark III coach. Actual train seats. The sort of thing you don't realise you want until someone hands them to you and you think, yes, I do need those in my life. So now I must decide. Carefully curated modelling perfection, or a chance to sit on railway history like a queen every day. And after much thought, I've made my choice. The winner is James. But seriously, Sam, those Mark III seats, I mean, it's for £100, £25 a cheek. Gotta be good.
I thought you had that one. I really did.
I was unsure. But do you know what? She seemed happy. Thanks, Lucy, for the kind words. Better than Steve and Danny.
If it makes you feel any better, you would have been disqualified for being 2 pence over any day.
Technically, it wasn't over £100 because it wasn't £101.
That's how the banks see it, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, banks are so lenient with money. That's what they do.
They're very fluid about that kind of thing, aren't they?
I wonder if you made an offer on it for £99 and 99 pence. I wonder if that would count because it's not a sale. I didn't win it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, I'd accept that. Yeah. If you've put a best offer in and it's got accepted at £99.99.
I did think it was such a cool idea, though. The idea of actually having.
I like it. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I personally would have to clean them up before I gifted them to someone.
To be honest, mate, I might even set fire to them and buy new upholstery. In fact, I'd go to the previous person, the ones who we looked at for Danny's, and get a new.
Oh, share too.
Yeah.
Can you reupholster these, please?
Yeah. Can you reupholster these? But I kind of sold myself on them when I said you could sit down in front of your layout. That was completely unscripted. But the idea of sitting on Mark III seats in front of your layout that runs Mark III trains, that's got to be pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's not a bad idea.
I did also, because I know Lucy has a big thing for Class 37s. I searched high and low for headlights and stuff like that. Because obviously I've got that multiple unit headlight that I won from the Gauge Master raffle a year or two ago. And I was like, I wonder if you can get a Class 30. But then obviously Class 37s are a lot more popular than some of the electric units because they're one of, I'd say, they're definitely top 5 locomotives of all time in a lot of people's books. I'd say that usually you say locomotive, let alone diesel specifically, and I think a lot of people would put a 37 in their top 5, and I'd probably put it somewhere in mine. And I'd searched high and low for headlights. I think once it hit the £100 mark, I felt like I had a lot more freedom in what I could pick up, and I definitely went more interesting and weird with Lucy's. But yeah, I did like yours as well, because it shows that you've put a lot of thought into what you're going to get Lucy, and you've done what a lot of people don't do. You've listened to what the person likes.
I try.
There you go.
There we are then. Right, one round left. So yeah, it's our good friend Tom from Buggles Kelly Station. Tom's done a lot of hard work for us on the podcast. He does a lot of stuff in the background, a lot of promoting, and so we felt that he had been a really good boy this year, and so therefore he deserved £200 spending on him. So Sam, what did you get Tom?
So I tried to think. One thing we know about Tom is how much he loves the Railway series, loves Thomas. I seem to remember in the back of my head at a show, Tom managed to pick up a G gauge Thomas. And I thought, do you know what the shame is? Is that he doesn't have anything to be pulled by Thomas that I'm aware of. So I went on and had a look on Rails of Sheffield. And as it happens, for £95.50 each, you can buy Annie and Clarabelle in G scale. And I thought that would go beautifully behind Tom's G scale Thomas and hopefully encourage him to build a mammoth G scale layout.
Ah, very nice. Yeah, I didn't know he had the G scale Thomas. I know he's got an O gauge one. I didn't know he had a G gauge. He probably has.
I'm sure it was a G gauge one. And I'm sure when we listen back to his message, he's either going to say, I'm surprised you knew that, or he's going to say, I don't know the G scale Thomas. And then
it's O gauge.
And then it's going to mean that I guess Tom needs to now buy a G scale G gauge Thomas. I guess that's the only thing that we can take away from that.
I'm sure he was going to appreciate an Annie and Clarabelle, who would.
Yes, indeed. But I tried to think of, because what do you get for because Tom's a collector. We know he has sort of a collection of various Thomas bits and bobs. And I thought, I want it to be something that he doesn't, or I don't believe he has. I mean, technically, regardless of whether he has the Thomas or not, he doesn't have Annie and Clarabelle. So now he'd have Annie and Clarabelle as well to go with it. And I thought it would be quite an impressive thing to sort of, that's also the sort of size of thing that he could roll it along the carpet or on the laminate flooring in his kitchen on Christmas Day if he really wants.
Yeah, he maybe could open them up and his cats could ride in them.
Oh, what a great idea. Or me.
Or you. Yes. You even need to take the roof off. You could just go through the door like a normal person.
What an idea.
There we are. So, yeah.
What did you go for?
What did I get? Well, I also went along the lines that Tom is a Railway series fan, and so therefore it really had to be something along those lines, isn't it? And I know that Tom it's currently in pieces, but he intends to put it back together at some point and start getting it up and running. Is his Railway series theme 009 layout with standard gauge on it as well, and I also know that this week he's very excited with the news that Sir Handel has arrived in shops. So there's only really one engine from the Railway series left to collect, and unfortunately Bachmann cancelled their planned Duncan. So I thought, well, there's only one way that Tom's going to get a Duncan. So I headed over to Westcliff Works, had a look through their catalogue, and I found the Tanaclin Douglas 3D print chassis. Now, this fits an N-gauge Percy. And so it depends how Tom wants to use it, really. He could keep it as a Percy, or he's got himself the chassis to make a Duncan. So I've got him the Percy, I've got him the 3D print, and I thought I'm going to go whole hog with this. So all he has to do is find the paint. He can pick the colour that he thinks is right. So I then hopped over to Fox Transfers. I got him some fine line blue lining. I hopped over to Narrow Planet and got him a number. So he's got number 6 number plate to go on the side as well. And then I headed to Railway Mania and ordered the Scar Lowy Railway nameplates that they produce, so you can put them on the side of your loco. Well, the names is the name transfers. So he's got all the parts there to make his own Duncan, and I still had change after all that, because I think it only came up to about £150. So I went over to MS Models, and I wasn't sure how Tom would feel about me using an Arrival 3D printer company. However, they do some lovely Talyllyn themed buildings, or also the same style of buildings that you would see on the Skarloey Railway. And so I picked out the Dolgok Water Tower kit at Dolgok Station Building. So you could model Renius Station on his own layout. And then with a little bit of money still left over, a Penrith Vac small storeroom that could go somewhere on his layout as well. So yeah, I went full hog. That's the word I'm looking for, full hog on his gifting.
Nice.
So, there we are. Yeah, shall we see what he says?
Oh, I mean, they're both. I mean, I'm heavily biased, but yours is really good as well. So, I mean,
Let's just find out, shall we?
Hello, James and little Sam, and Merry Christmas. Tom here from Buggles Kelly Station. Thanks for the present. I can't believe you spent all the Patreon money on me. Obviously, you know, I appreciate it. You're not getting anything in return, but yeah, thanks for that. So, James clearly put more effort into thinking about my present than Sam did. Yeah, so James has gone with a whole kit to make a model of Douglas or Duncan, including the Percy chassis, which would be very nice, and all the little fiddly bits like the transfers and numbers and things. I didn't ask for a project, James. I don't have a lot of time for a new idea like that, so yeah, kind of feel like you're giving me a bit of a headache there with that one. But it's a nice thought. The one thing I will say, you've included some MS models, resin 3D printed buildings. Now, I don't know if you know what I do, but I 3D print resin buildings, and kind of like, I don't know, Busman's holiday really, sort of thing. I'd probably like to prefer to design myself to do some. Obviously his buildings are very nice, nothing against the MS model buildings, but I think, you know, something I'd like to do, some of my own, I think, really. So I'm going to have to go with Sam for Annie and Clarabelle. Again, it's not something I need. I do have Thomas G-scale, but Annie and Clarabelle would look nice with Thomas on display. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Sam, and not just because he's my favourite. But yeah, thanks, guys. Bye. Oh, and Merry Christmas.
There you go, then. There you are. You got a win.
Yay. At the first part, I was like, I genuinely thought about Tom's present. I thought about, like you said, you didn't even know he had a G-scale Thomas. I really tried. I mean, I won, but still, look where trying got me previously.
I found it ironic that he's complained that he didn't want a project, then complained about me saving him a project. It's, you know what I mean?
This isn't your turn to complain, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
You've done very well out of the last 45 minutes.
It's just the irony of it. I know how long his queue is for his printer. It's like a 10-week queue. If he needs these buildings, he's got them now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to save him time so that he's got time to build his Duncan. Never mind. He could have just sent it to George. George would have built it for him, I'm sure. There we are. Never mind. You put all that effort in, and that's how people show it. Well, there. See? There you go, Sam. A win for you then.
I'm so glad it wasn't a complete whitewash.
You see, and I think Tom's going to regret that now, because I think he would have liked it to be a whitewash if it would have gone that way.
I put in so much effort to thinking about that. I tried to think completely outside the box. And the first thing he says is, well, Sam didn't try. Let it be known, the only person I genuinely didn't try with was George. I made that very clear.
Well, there we are then. It's been a bit fun of a Christmas shopping, hasn't it?
That was actually really fun. The thinking about it was difficult. The listening back to their messages was definitely the fun part, because I know for a fact that you and I had to mute ourselves so that people at home could hear what was actually going on, because it was, I thought they were all very, very, very good in their own little way. I really liked Lucy's, felt like a QVC advert in a very good way.
Really, Judge? I think she could tell you anything.
Yeah, I I wanted to
She
purchase
is
those
a bit
Buxton
of a
things.
grifter, though, so I've heard. So
Those of you who don't know, we love Lucy, all right? Before you think that
Indeed.
we're suddenly attacking her.
Yeah, we do. We love Lucy. So we're allowed to have that joke with her. So
Yeah.
I think.
It's when she leaves the chat now when this episode comes out.
We'll find out on Monday when Lucy's left.
Yeah.
Oh dear, we went too far.
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all the guys that gave up the time to talk about their pretend presents that we got them. So really appreciate that, guys. And a Merry Christmas to you all as well.
Before we go, I did have an honourable mention that I very nearly put as my choice for George. And probably in hindsight, I should have just picked that. I did find on eBay a pack of 100 3D printed crabs that I thought George would love to paint up and put on his layout.
Never mind, eh? Never mind. You tried.
Yeah, well, I guess that's Fight Club for another year.
It's Fight Club for another year. Yeah, there we are. Should we bring it back again next year?
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, the palpitations I got because obviously we're doing the Christmas special in the background, and the idea of doing extra homework. And whilst I joked about it in our group chat that I hadn't done anything and definitely didn't make all of this up 5 minutes before the deadline for sending it, it was actually very fun to do. And I thought it is interesting when you think that really these people we've only been friends with for a year, a couple of years and stuff like that. And we're mostly friends with these people because of the podcast that our friendship has grown. So actually it's been very nice trying to think, what do I know about this person? What could they get?
Yes, it was. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we've got to know these people and make some friends out of it. And yeah, it was most enjoyable. So we are.
You clearly got to know these people more than I did.
I just pay that a little bit more attention, Sam.
Yeah.
Most important.
Mm.
Cool. Are you even listening to me?
You argue with everything I say. No, I don't. There you go.
There we are then. Right, shall we take a break and then open the exhibition diary for one last time?
Yes, let's do it.
You there? Oh, me? Do you like model railways? Yes, that's why I'm listening to the Model Rail Replacement podcast. Do you like comedy? No, that's why I'm listening to the Model Rail Replacement podcast. If you like model railways and comedy, head over to BugglesKellyStation.com. From Dad's Army to Will Hay, Laurel and Hardy to the island of Sodor. Add a comedy cameo to your model railway today. All right, thanks. Buggles Kelly Station. You won't be wasting your time.
Right then, Sam. So here we are then. It's the last exhibition diary for the year. So we'll wrap it up all the way till the end of December. Unfortunately, because it's Christmas, there's not a lot to get through. So I'll jump straight in. Right then, Saturday the 20th of December at the Heart of England Narrow Gauge Modelers, having their usual monthly meeting at the 22nd Rugby Scout Hut at the Kent Hill Morton, Rugby, Warwickshire. Of the weekend, the 27th to 28th. So something to do just after Christmas. Gainsborough Model Railway Society December open days at the Gainsborough Model Railway, Florence Terrace in Gainsborough, Lincolnshire. The Model Railway Club's December mini exhibition is happening on Sunday the 28th at Keene House, 4 Colshot Street in London, Greater London. So again, something to do. Monday the 29th to Tuesday the 30th, a little bit different there. But then again, everyone's off, aren't they? So, well, unless us shift workers, of course. Mid-Kent Group, Maidstone and Mid-Kent Model. It's got 2 M's there. I don't know if that's a spelling mistake or not, or if it's supposed to be like millimetre. Anyway, I'm going to go with Model Railway Exhibition at Lock Meadow Market Hall at Barker Road in Maidstone, Kent. Unless they deliberately put that M there, try and catch me out, you know what I mean? And finally, Tuesday the 30th, West Camel Model Railway Society's Christmas Show 2025 at Davis Hall in Howell Hill in West Camel, Somerset. And that wraps us up for 2025. There we are then, Sam. Obviously, next week is our Christmas special, where we'll be announcing the winners of our raffle. Do listen out for your name and then how to contact us so we can get your prizes to you. But that's it, really. We won't really otherwise be interacting with you next week. It's all recorded. It's done. We're sort of packed up and ready to go on our Christmas holidays, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Haven't said this to James, so he can tell me to cut it out or not. We haven't done one for a while, and I was thinking that for our first episode back after the new year, we could do another Q&A episode. So I think that if you have any questions for the podcast that you want to ask and hear us ask your question and answer them on the show, then if you either drop us an email or drop a message to the podcast, we will do a usual Instagram questions or maybe put a Facebook post up to sort of say, if you have questions for the podcast, let us know. Depending on how many we get, I think we will pick some of our favorites and go over them if that works for you, James.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. And Christopher, if you ask the question again, and why can't you come on the podcast? We've told you several times now, you need a model railway. Just ordering a Curascale 377 is not enough to warrant you entry onto the podcast, okay? Right then, Sam, one final time, how will people find you this year?
If you want to get hold of me, tell me how much you love Black Bomber and Christmas, you can get hold of me on Instagram at Emperors_Path. If you need to get hold of me on Facebook, it's Emperors Path. And alternatively, you can get me on YouTube at Emperors Path. James, how can they get hold of you?
I was very worried where you were going with that for a moment there.
Why? Which bit?
Fortunately, the word bomber followed. I didn't know where you were going with that. Right then, to get hold of me, Western Signalman on YouTube. I may do a video at some point. It's been taking me a while. I've been recording one. Instagram, I wouldn't bother looking for me on there. I don't do anything on there anymore. I can't be bothered with it. And that's about it, really. I think, as I said before, I've just lost interest in social media. However, the Model Rail Replacement Podcast is on lots of social media. We're on Facebook. I think Sam's trying to put a bit of effort in there. We're on Instagram. We try and put a bit of effort on there as well. Obviously, we're on YouTube. We haven't done any videos, but you can find the podcast on there. We did have plans for videos. We just never got around to doing it.
I do want to quickly jump in there. Every week, YouTube randomly makes, at no particular point, YouTube randomly makes the podcast private. I appreciate the people who contact me and tell me that it's gone private. If you find this, do so. But it's not our fault. If you listen to this on YouTube and you find that the podcast just randomly disappears, I promise it is not James and my doing. What happens is it uploads directly to YouTube and it will go up and absolutely fine. And sometimes an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 2 days later, it just randomly makes it private. It's not mine and James's doing. I appreciate everyone who does let me know that it happens. It's not something we're doing deliberately. Please don't hate us because of it. It's something that YouTube's doing and it's infuriating for me. Trust me.
It's YouTube's overprotection of itself. So because we're using an RSS feed for a podcast, it's being hosted from a different website. YouTube gets confused, thinks it's being hacked, and therefore it takes the video down. So that's why we get it every week. Amazing how they've not noticed that is a problem. But there we go. Right then. Only other thing then is obviously if you want to email us, it's modelrailrp@outlook.com. That's all for this season, and apart from our Christmas special next week. So all I can say is thank you very much for listening over the year. All the kind messages you send us, all the Instagram posts, everything like that. When you come and say hello to us at shows, everything, it's all appreciated. We really do appreciate you listening, because otherwise it's just two blokes sitting in a model railways room talking absolute nonsense with no one listening. So we really do appreciate it. All I can say is that I can wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy 2026. And that's from me, James, and from
the little Southern boy, Sam.
The little Southern boy, Sam. We've been the Model Rail Replacement Podcast, and hopefully we've been entertaining, informative, and replaced your model railway, if only just for a little bit. As I said, I've been James, and with me has been Sam. Thanks for listening.
This service terminates here. Please ensure you take all of your personal belongings with you.
Hello, listeners. We've got some very exciting news. Do you want to be part of the podcast? Do you want to join the team? Well, an exciting opportunity has come up to allow you to be part of the Model Rail Replacement Podcast. And here's Sam with the details.
This episode is brought to you by Patreon. A huge thank you to our Patreons for their support. If you'd like to help support the show, you can head over to Patreon and search Model Rail Replacement Podcast, where you can show your support and be part of the team.
Hurry, there's unlimited places.